Week 2, day 4, you've learned a lot at this point. You've learned some new moves, you've mastered some moves. Now we're gonna actually work to putting a little bit of them together. So the very first thing that we're gonna do this time is we're gonna do something called a monster walk, so we get to be big and scary. What we're looking to do is we're gonna put these around our feet. This is just a glute band if you're looking to purchase one of these. They're usually called glute bands, and we're just looking to put it around our legs, and then we're going to get nice and low, and then we're gonna take lateral movements from here while we stay low. So the key here is staying low. And what I'm actually trying to do is I'm trying to work my glutes here. So every time I take a step, it's being driven by this glute. Then I'm taking another step, but I'm keeping some space here. So I'm down, my chest is tall, my butt's back, step, step, and step. And now we'll watch me teach Tyler. Exactly, he's gonna get as low as he's comfortable, which that's something we've been working on before. Remember, we just did the single leg isolated squats the other day. There you go. See if you can get even a little bit lower. There you go. He's a low, scary monster. Exactly. Awesome. And we're just gonna go, yep, exactly. So depending on your space requirements, we were looking for something like 15 in each direction. We're trying to stay on camera for you, so he doesn't have a full 15 one way. Totally fine. Again, we're just trying to stimulate the muscles of the glutes to do their work. I want it to be more comfortable for you to be down low when you're playing pickleball. So he was focused on being low. We went back and forth a couple times till you really feel like these are on fire. You don't feel like you can do too much more of them with good form. That way we know we stimulated the muscles enough to make a good change. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 moves together, where we're gonna do a row and then a tricep extension. So we've already done both of them. So depending on the weight that you have on hand, if it's a light one, you can do this way. If it's heavy, we might have to put it into 2 pieces. So we're gonna row and then we're gonna extend. So we're a lot stronger at doing this than we are this. So depending on your weight, if you need to separate the 2, that's fine. Then just give me 12 rows and then grab the lighter weight and then do this. But if you can use one for both, I want you to practice using your muscles in concert together, because that's what we do when we play. So I'm pulling with only these muscles here. Remember, I'm thinking about bringing my elbow to my hip, and then I'm just thinking about extending my arm. But I'm 2-piecing it this way. So I'm getting a little robotic. Pulling, and then my elbow's going out. Elbow to hip, and then hand extends. Good, so he's just getting nice and comfortable as he's leaning over. Yep, good. And just remember, when he's pulling, he's gonna try to keep his elbow as close to his body as he can, and he's gonna try to drive it to his hip. So he's gonna think about driving it to his hip. It won't actually go quite that low, but that's what's gonna keep all the work here for good posture. Awesome, how do the arms feel? Yeah, burning like crazy. Good. We're gonna hit 12 of them. Good, so this again is nice and relaxed. Nothing we've had you do over any of these 2 weeks has been anything to do with up here. We don't need to strengthen up here. It's already strong enough in all of its stress, computer, anything else. So we're trying to basically not have that do any more work, and we're trying to strengthen everything else around it so that your shoulders are mobile and you're happy and healthy. This will seriously leave having a little bit of an emotional release for you too, as you just don't feel so bound up as we're up in here. Good job on that one. The next one that we're going to do is we're going to do tricep dips. So you can do this on preferably a hard surface. Couches are usually just too bouncy, I guess. But we're gonna use a chair here where we're just going to put our hands on it, and then with my body following as close to as I can, I'm just going to press up. So if I were to turn this sideways for us to see, I'm just getting here, my weight stacked on my feet, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and with my elbows close. So what you might tend to do is if your elbows tend to flare out, you're starting to use your shoulders instead. So my elbows are driven backwards, my chest is up nice and tall, and then I'm really thinking about using the triceps, the back of the arms, rather than thinking about pushing down like this. It's behind you. It's really just an extension of the arm this way rather than a push-push. But because it's a different stimulus, it's gonna be a good thing for the triceps to adapt. Yep, good job. Yep, at first, his hips were a little bit far away from the chair. He knew that, he moved them closer, and that's what's gonna help him keep it in the triceps. If your hips are too far away, you're gonna feel it in the shoulders. It's gonna be really hard to find back here. How'd that feel? Good. Let's do 15, he's about 5 right now. So same thing, speed-wise, and you can do this too. His form is good, he's feeling like he's keeping it in the back of the triceps. Let's see if he can do them a little bit quicker and keep that. If he can keep that, He can keep doing it. If he feels like he loses it because of the speed, he'll just slow back down again and he'll make sure that he's connecting with it. Good job. Awesome. All right, next up, we're gonna do that stir the pot on the yoga ball again. We've already done it before, but it is that good. I want you to do it again. I really want you to get good at this. I'm gonna have Tyler just jump straight into this one because he knows what he's doing now. And he hates it. Normally, if you hate an exercise, it's really good for you. There you go. This is when he's making those circles. Perfect. So his glutes are engaged, his low back is strong, his core is engaged, and he's making big circles this time because the bigger the circles, the harder it is. There we go. Perfect. So we're just searching for 10 in each direction. So he's been going left so far, and he's going to start to take it to the right instead. You'll find that you'll start to lose steam. It's okay. So when you do a couple rounds of these throughout the day, just maybe start in a different direction each time, because a lot of times you get pretty good at the first one, and because you've already done 10, by the time you get to the other side, you're getting pretty smoked. Good job, man. That was awesome. Okay, the very last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do cardio again. We're going to focus on firing the hip flexors, and we're going to focus on being quiet with our feet if we can. So when we're out there playing pickleball and we're running up forward to a ball specifically, a lot of times we kind of stomp around and we're loud with our feet. Well, that's hard on the knees, it's hard on the hips, it's even hard on the back. You can feel the shock waves, and it doesn't make you play any better either. So we want to be very quiet with this. So we're going to, in a faster way, we're going to pull up one leg and pull up the other. See how quiet we are. As we start to go faster, it starts to get a little bit noisier. This would be no good. My heels do not like this. I'm just basically more or less doing a little bit of a crunch with my hip flexor, driving this motion up, and then we're just alternating and then going a little bit quicker. So nice and quiet. 30 seconds on, 15 seconds rest, 30 seconds on, 5 times, 2 for Tyler. Rock and roll. Ready? Let's go. There you go. See if you can be even quieter. It's not at all echoey in here. Good. Exactly. So now he's landing softly. It's harder to do this because he's having to decelerate. And so now he's using some of the ankle flexibility that we've built up throughout this program and our other program as well. So he's able to lightly land on his feet. And then while he's focused on landing lightly on his feet, the upward motion is being driven by his hips. He's pulling his hips up, and then he's landing lightly. There's 30 seconds, rest for 15. So again, you're breathing. That's a good thing. So when we're training cardio-wise, we have to train a little bit more. We're going for heart rate variability. So we're going for a higher heart rate and a lower heart rate. And actually the best athletes come down from a high heart rate even faster. So you'll start to find that you'll be able to recover even faster from doing this. The 30 seconds rest will start to feel too long. You'll start to get it more like 15. We're at just about 30 seconds. And go. Last one. He hates me right now. Good job. Good. And he's getting his arms involved too. Same thing that you would when you run. So as he's getting better at being nice and quiet with his feet, I want him to focus. It'll look the same, but I want him to focus on really driving it up with these hip flexors. Because again, our hip flexors and their activity are what define our health of our back. When our hip flexors are tight, and a lot of times they're tight because they're weak, they don't do the job of protecting the back that they should. And this is a good way to make sure they're mobile. There's the 30 seconds. Awesome. You did it. Great work. You did great work too. Thanks for joining us for all of this. You did a great job. Again, be flexible with how you eat in terms of how you are nice to yourself with it. You have a total amount of calories to be able to heal from this and all the pickleball that you're playing, but it's not the end of the world if you get a little naughty one day in terms of how you're eating. It's a lot more about the lifestyle of how you're eating across the week, how you're eating across the month, how much output you're doing from doing things like this and playing pickleball, and you're doing a great job.